What's going on, guys? My name is Levi. I'm co-owner of MMC Land, and in this video we are going to be breaking down the exact type of passive income that allowed me to build a consistent monthly cash flow from vacant land, right? And I'm not talking about the traditional just buy rental properties and then just make sure you have enough spread to be able to make a couple $100 off of each rental property. I'm talking about a model that a lot of people overlook because it's not flashy, right? But if you stack up enough of these deals, it can literally replace your job, because that's exactly what happened to me. So let's break it down. So let's talk about why seller financing is so powerful with vacant land. Okay, so most beginners, when they think of land flipping, they jump straight for the big fish, right? So you have the buy for 40, sell for 80, you make 40 grand, right? And then all of these gurus, they post their deals on Instagram, but is it really viable? And the answer is yes, but not for you. So let me explain, right? Because you guys are competing with very seasoned land investors with optimized systems, very strong frameworks, and people that are spending tens of thousands of dollars a month on outreach, right? And when I started, I didn't do that. I focused on low ticket land deals where I would buy parcels for $1,000 or $2,000, and then I would sell it on seller financing for $10,000, $12,000, right? And that completely changed the game for me, because the seasoned land investors aren't doing that. They are going for the parcels where you make 40 grand, right, off of one deal. And so I want to talk about what the average deal looks like here, because this is where it gets really exciting. So in my world, like, this is a super normal deal. Like, I buy half an acre, maybe I spend $2,000. I list it on Facebook Marketplace for 12 cash, 14 finance. I get my $2,000 down. And now I have a $12,000 loan that someone's going to be paying off to me over the next 4 years, where I charge, maybe 10% APY on that loan amount. And now over the next 48 months or so, I'm collecting $350, right? And so the total that I collect over time is literally like 8x my initial investment on that property. And so my minimum deal criteria here is usually 3 to 5x. So if I'm buying something, I want to sell it cash typically at a 3x, not lower, unless the spread is like 10,000 plus. But typically when you're financing, you can get a lot more just because you charge an extra price just to be able to allow someone to finance in the first place. And then I charge interest on top of that. So typically I'm closer to around 5x most of the time. And here's the craziest part, guys, because these deals are very easy to acquire. And here's why this works so well, right? Most landowners of cheap rural land, they don't want it anymore. It's not really valuable. They inherited it. They stopped paying their taxes on it. They moved out of state. It's just sitting there, right? And vacant land has essentially no tenants, no maintenance, right? It's just the dirt. It's just the trees. So it's a really simple asset, right? And because these low ticket parcels have almost no competition, because all of the gurus teach high ticket flips, right? More medium to higher ticket flips. And they're just out competing everyone. No one's really looking into this model. And so most investors are ignoring the buy for 1 to 5 and sell for 12 to 20 because they're chasing these bigger spreads, right? And these aren't life-changing deals, guys. But think of it like this. If you do 20 of these deals and you're getting $300 to $500 per contract, you do the math there. You can really accomplish that in just 1 year, and you can literally replace your job just with the note income coming in every month. And guys, why is it perfect for beginners? Well, let me explain. This is actually how I recommend people to start, because you don't need a ton of capital to get started. You don't need super perfect comps. You don't need to compete on parcels where your spread is going to be $20,000 plus, because you're going to lose in that competition every time. And you don't sometimes need to raise private money, right? You can start with just $2,000 to $5,000, and you can buy one cheap parcel, you sell it on terms, you recycle your money, then you do it again. And it's not super flashy, the deals aren't life-changing, but it works. And guys, on top of that, I've bought parcels myself for as low as $229. I've had people tell me, hey, if you pay for closing costs at the title company, you can literally have it for free. I don't need anything. I've had someone who only wanted $600 for their property before. So guys, you can buy these parcels for very cheap, right? And now I know what you guys are thinking, like, what happens if your buyer stops paying, right? Because that's a very real possibility, and that happens. Now, this is the other beautiful part about seller financing contracts, because if someone defaults, you essentially just take the property back, right? And it's not that hard of a process, and then you can just go resell it again, and then you collected another down payment, and you have a fresh new contract. So you can literally get paid multiple times on the same parcel, right? And there are literally land investors who do this like 4 times, right? Just on one parcel. Like, that's not something that you're doing with houses, okay? And now I'll just break it down very quick, the business model. So you got step 1, you got to get your data. So I use Land Portal to get my data. Link to Land Portal is in the description. Step 2, you have doing your outreach. And so typically for outreach, I'm cold calling first, and then I'm texting, and then I am doing mail. That's what I teach in my community. It kind of depends on where you're at. That's what you have to do if you have the lowest budget. If your budget is a little bit higher, you can just, do only mail, or you can do only cold texting. But at the end of the day, it just kind of depends on each individual's spot and where they're at. And so you're pretty much just reaching out to these people to ask if they'd consider selling, right? Step 3 is negotiating. You want to negotiate a price that works for you. Remember, you have a 3 to 5x margin that you're trying to hit. Step 4 is obviously going to be closing on that parcel. Step 5, you are going to list on a platform like Facebook Marketplace. That is the easiest way to sell these properties. Step 6 is going to be obviously selling the parcel and collecting either the cash price or the down payment. But that's it, guys. You can run this entire model from your laptop, and there's no warehouse that you need or office. Don't need any products. You don't need employees to start. It's very, very simple. And here's how this can actually replace your job, because a job just gives you one paycheck every 2 weeks, or sometimes weekly, right? And you have one stream of income. Now, this model gives you 10 to 30 plus payments coming into your bank account each month, depending on how many notes you have, right? You have payments hitting. So you can schedule it at the 1st and the 15th of each month if you want. Certain people on the 1st, certain people on the 15th. You could have people pay literally every day. It's up to you. You guys are going to have money coming in all the time, depending on how you structure it, right? But it's scalable. You have location freedom. You can do this business model anywhere in the world, even if you are not in the United States. And these notes are sellable too. So let's say you have a huge problem and you need to go and get some quick money. There are people who buy notes. You can Google them. There's people who buy seller financing contracts. Now, they're going to give you kind of a lowball for it. Don't get me wrong. But still, that's an option if it's absolutely necessary. And so when you have 30 of these notes, guys, you have an actual business. Right, you're going to have people foreclosing, and then you're going to go resell properties. That's how it's going to work. And so, guys, pretty much the entire point of this video is just to tell you, like, if you guys are just starting out in land investing, don't chase the $50,000 flips, guys. Build cash flow first before you scale. That's the exact model that we teach in our school community. So that way you can actually get to doing those $30,000 to $50,000 flips, right? Buy these cheap parcels first, sell them on terms, collect your passive income. Once you have $6,000 to $10,000 plus in passive income, scale and get better systems that can allow you to do more deals. This is the exact model that I used when I started. And if you want to get a deeper dive into our SOPs and exactly what we do to run this business, check out my link below. My school community is in the description. Other than that, if you guys like the video, make sure you actually leave a like on the video, comment if you have any questions, or DM me on Instagram. I answer all of my DMs, so they are open, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day, and peace out.